Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of That's All Funny, episode number 589. It's another what are we at? I think it's Monday now. Right, I'm recording this the day before. Just finished my thought I heard someone. Just finished my schoolwork for the semester or the term, whatever you want to call it. So I'm glad I get to take a week off from school and just enjoy being depressed and not do anything. Now, hopefully, I can mow the lawn. I need to mow the lawn or something. I need to do something. And then there's like, when they have like a pickup in your neighborhood for like brush and shit. So I gotta like put stuff out there. I remember last time they had like a thing where they had a pickup for items like you could put out any things there like tires or TVs or couches, whatever. And I remember putting out we had like a dishwasher that was broken and we had it here forever. Not even forever, just back here, and it was like, okay, we'll put the dishwasher out there. And I put the dishwasher like with a dolly out on the side of the road, and then like came back with the dolly to come get something else. And literally not even like that, like it was like a TV show, like that minute I took to come get something else and go back, someone already stopped by my house with a trailer in their truck, and they were loading up that dishwasher, like a bunch of Mexicans, and they were like, I was just staring at them like, "How the fuck did you literally get here so fast?" And they just took it, I guess, because they could fucking sell it for metal or I don't know, but it was just like, what? Like I wasn't even like a minute like hearing back and someone was already taking my shit. I was like, "What the fuck?" Like at least let it fucking chill out here for a little while. And they took like all the shit I had out there except maybe like a broken chair. So it looked like I really had nothing to throw away even though we had a bunch of shit to throw away. And I don't know. It was funny, but it was like what the fuck like a minute. I turned like this, like I put it there, turned around, turned her back, and then they were just there, like a couple Mexicans. But let's look at the news here. Or not even like there's some news, but then there's just some stuff I want to talk about that I was thinking over. Think it over. Um, Stellar Blade. I don't know if you've heard about Stellar Blade. Stellar Blade censorship has gamers fuming. Now, if you don't know about Stellar Blade, it's a game that just got released for, I believe, just the PS5. Maybe is a motorcycle. Maybe for the PC. I don't know if it's a PS5 exclusive. Maybe it is. But so it got released right at least on the PlayStation 5 and people are talking shit about its main character 'cause it's a very wet dream of a sexy chick and you can unlock clothing for her, well, or lack of clothing. You can unlock outfits for her that make her more scantily clad. If you want to see a picture, here's like a picture of her ass right here. She's a very good-looking, busty, uh, you know, brick house of a woman. I guess she's Asian, so it makes her even more of a fucking wet dream, at least to me. And then I believe she's actually modeled after like a Korean model or a Asian, some sort of Asian model. So like, there's truth to her. It's not just, oh, let's create a random model and add big old tits and big old ass, right? There's actually some sort of truth to that body. Like it's not just generated to out of fantasy for a male fantasy, right? But anyway, a lot of people are saying, "Oh man, this why are they having to be so sexualized, women in video games, blah blah blah." And so I guess the people for Stellar Blade took some of that feedback and actually released a patch that is censoring her a little bit. Like you can see in this picture here, if you're just listening, there's less cleavage. They added like a frilly lace to her, so there's less cleavage and less side boob. And then I don't know, there's still outfits though where she's got a nice fat ass, and then I'm sure people can mod it, especially if it's for the PC. I've seen mods where like Like play people playing Resident Evil or Chung Li or Fortnite, Street Fighter or Fortnite, where Chung Li or Jill Valentine is just butt naked, like literally just butt naked, and then somewhere they have like huge tits, like oversized, like cartoony huge tits. So like I don't know, I don't see the big deal here because I've seen it in other communities where they've taken characters and just made them, fucking fantasy or whatever. And I keep looking because I feel like someone's at my door, but I don't think so. I don't want anyone seeing my Stellar Blade picks up while I have it booted up. Nah, but I guess people are like, "Oh, you shouldn't be censoring gaming. It's a work of art." Blah blah blah. And I don't know. I've heard that the game's all right. It's nothing to give awards to, Uh, and I've seen sexier outfits on. Yeah, it's a sexy looking girl, but I mean, you have Bayonetta, who's been on a Nintendo game before. Bayonetta's pretty sexy. Trying to think of who else is sexy. I mean, fucking Miranda from Mass Effect. I'd probably, would yeah, would probably masturbate to her, Miranda from Mass Effect. So yeah, I've seen sexier characters. Even Laura Croft back in the day with her triangle boobs. Pretty good too. So I don't see the big deal with this. They can do whatever they want, you know. And again, it's silly. People are like, "Oh, you should make her, less attractive, or she's too sexy." And it's like, dude, come on, like, what are you like? Like in Europe, they're probably showing the nipple. You know what I mean? Like, relax. But I just thought that was interesting to talk about Stellar Blade getting censored when it's like, and then it's like women wanting to censor women empowerment. I don't know. I don't understand. Like, this is a woman protagonist who's actually fighting the good fight, and you're wanting to like cover her up, and I don't know. Like, it's a bunch of stepping on each other's feet, and the arguments are weird, and it's just a game. Like, come on, like, it's not like it's some sort of sex simulator where we're legit having her simulate being sexed on, like you could do on the computer on porn or whatever sites, right? Already. So let a video game be a video game. Come on. And I was thinking about, I don't think I've ever like, maybe I've masturbated to Miranda from Mass Effect, maybe. Now that I think about it, I was like, have I ever masturbated to a video game character? And I know I've done it to like the Pink Ranger and like Lois Lane from Superman, which is a comic book character, but like the live action one. Um, and then whatever kinky shit I'm into, like Japanese, but never. I don't think a video game. Maybe Miranda, maybe from Mass Effect because she's hot. She's pretty hot. Moving on to, I don't know. I was just thinking about like old, what's it called, political stuff. And I don't know if you even know this, but you remember Laura Bush? Speaking of Bush, right? Now you remember Laura Bush? I think it's George Bush's uh wife, right? George Bush's wife. When she was 17, she ran a stop sign and killed a dude. She was 17 and she ran a stop sign, killed a dude that was 17 named Michael Douglas. And I remember reading her book about it. This is an article from about her book called Spoken from the Heart. And I don't remember why I read it. I just felt like, oh, I should read this book. It's all hyped about. And she talked about how she killed a dude when she was 17. And what's funny about like the details is she regrets it. She's sad about it. She couldn't go to the funeral. She was overcome with guilt, but it was obviously swept under the rug because she didn't get in trouble for it. Like people, she was a white woman back then in the 60s. She was probably rich. So she didn't get any trouble for killing a dude by running the stop sign. Like, what? I'm pretty sure nowadays, like Brandy, I think, right? Was it Brandy? I think Brandy, that celebrity singer, hit a like ran into a man's old car or an old man's car so hard that it like killed him, and she got like I think years in prison. Let me take a look at that. Did Brandy get years in prison? Brandy killed a guy. I'm trying to remember what that was, but I'm pretty sure Brandy killed the dude too, like an old man. So maybe it was less tragic. I don't know. But then also here I have an article about Rosemary Kennedy, which is the oldest female Kennedy, who I guess wouldn't stop. Like she was very free spirited and was like a what's the word? Um, I'm trying to think of like she was unpredictable. I'll say to for the Kennedys, especially with their long line of keeping secrets and being in line with politics. So they actually got her lobotomized. Uh, if this is a true story actually. So it says here Rosemary Kennedy in November 1941, Dr. James Watts carried out a frontal lobotomy on Rosemary Kennedy's brain at a facility in upstate New York. Psychiatrist present at the lobotomy asked Rosemary to tell him stories and repeat the months of the year. The doctor kept scraping away brain tissue until Rosemary could no longer talk. Yeah, so they were saying uh she might have had mental health conditions or depression, that could fix it with the lobotomy, but really she was just an outspoken person who, they wanted to keep a secret. And she was actually kept a secret from the public about her whole lobotomy shit up until the 70s, where people didn't even know that the Kennedys had a older sister that was, retarded now 'cause she got a lobotomy that they had her do. But that even reminds me of I always go back to the short story called The Yellow Wallpaper, which I don't know. I always like not talk about it, but reference it and about the idea of women in I don't know, like women back in what the 20s, I guess, or the 1900s when they wanted sort of more to do more independence, more freedom, and the idea of like a woman wanting more men saw it as like oh, you must be sick if you want more, you have all you have, you know what I mean? So they would actually tell them that's crazy talk, you wanting more with your free thinking and all that dangerous creative thoughts of yours. Let's put you in fucking bed rest or give you medication or fucking put you in these facilities. And it just goes about how like they locked a woman who had these ideas in her head or uh mental instabilities into a room with yellow wallpaper, and the color of it and the smell and everything and the bizarre pattern would fuck with her. And yeah, she she ended up thinking believe she ended up believing herself to have become trapped behind the yellow wallpaper. I don't know, it's an interesting story. And like I said, it goes on with the idea of like Stellar Blade to me, how uh women were like thought of at a point where they're just like, oh, let's just they're there to breed. They want to or like you're a woman, you should just want to breed with a man, take care of the child, and that's it. And now as a society we live in, where of course women want more, women want equality. That's cool, I get that. And then you have Stellar Blade, where now women don't want to be sexy or be shown off as sexy, but then now you have women who want to be men and men who want to be women. So I don't know, the whole world's just covered in yellow wallpaper at this point. But I want to end on a funny note with this. I don't know if funny or sad with this news article I just saw. Three women, speaking of women, right? Three women got HIV after vampire facials. CDC explains how it happened. And I was like, okay, that sounds cool, but not the HIV part, but the vampire facial. So apparently, these what are they? A spa. It was just a regular spa. It wasn't anything cool. Were like taking people's blood from whatever part of their body and injecting it into like the face to give them more of like maybe a better look or a livelier look into your face, which in theory sounds like it would work. I'm not a doctor, especially a blood doctor, not any doctor, but um they were, using other chemicals too along with that, but they were also using reusing needles, having no sanitary equipment whatsoever, and then no sort of like labeling system. So you don't know if they're even using your blood or mislabeling it and stuff like that. So yeah, it was very unsafe to where they're actually giving different people HIV. And it's like, yeah, this is bad. This is really bad. Like, this is some psycho shit, you know? But I just thought that was funny. And yeah, so the Center for Disease and Control, CDC, we love them. They're the greatest, right? The CDC. But they came and shut this shit down real quick because they were like, yeah, you can't be doing this at all because it's not only are you certified to do any of this, but it is super unsanitary, the shit you were doing. And yeah, please quit fucking doing this. I wonder how much it costs to get a vampire facial. Actually, that sounds expensive, but if they were doing it for like a good price, I probably would have gotten it done because I love a good deal. You can't. It wouldn't. If it was for like, oh yeah, get your feet done, whatever, and we'll throw in a vampire facial. What the fuck? Yeah, of course. Like, why wouldn't I get that deal? If I'm already getting my toes done, getting my hangnail cut off, or my ingrown toenail. But that's that's so funny, guys. I want to thank you for listening to the podcast. That's all funny. Anywhere podcast available, just search for That's All Funny. Podcast with my buddy Gabe called That's All Kayfabe should be coming out today. Should already be out. It's out every Mondays. That's All Kayfabe. Talk about wrestling if you're into that. Check it out. Or if you just want to, check them out, just check it out. It's fun. That's on That's All Kayfabe. Anywhere podcast available, just search That's All Kayfabe. If you want to watch video versions of either of those, you can check out the YouTube channel, youtube.com/at Lorenzo Ariola. Got videos of that, other videos, the podcast, and I do a live show with the Wonderful Men Salad called Tits and Areolas, where we talk about a movie we watch, play a little game. It's fun. She's beautiful. She's great. That's on Tuesdays, live at 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. You can check that out. If you want to support the show, check out the Patreon, patreon.com/Lorenzo Ariola. $5 a month gets you everything, bunch of bonuses, early episodes, blah, blah, blah. You can follow me at Lorenzo Ariola on Twitter and Instagram. If you want any merch, you can hit me up. Either of those. I got t-shirts, print stickers. If you want to commission some great art from a great artist, check out at Retro Horror Inc. on Twitter and Instagram too. This is all art for the show. Thank you to my Patreon members. Thank you to supporters. Like and subscribe. Take care.